Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another AFK Journey video, and today we're going to talk about the Day 7 Journeys gift reward, where if you're like me, this is a choice that I have kind of staring me in the face here in a few hours. Now, if you started a couple days after me, this isn't a choice you might have to make for a few days, but it's the first kind of big choice, or it's the only choice we've had to make in terms of these login rewards so far, and it's a big one because you get to choose one out of these 4 epic heroes. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, if you're somebody who just likes to play these games, experience the story, clear the content, you can probably just pick your favorite hero here, right? It's just one copy of them. It's not like it takes them all the way through all their dupes. So if you just, if you're just a big old fan of Igor, go for Igor. But if you care about pushing the content, like climbing leaderboards, climbing the PvP ranks, I think there are some choices to make here that are slightly more correct than other choices. So I'm going to walk you through how I'm thinking about it and then tell you which one I'm going to choose. Okay, I want to start with the 2 I'm not going to choose. I am not going to choose Igor, and I am not going to choose Brutus. It's not that I think they are particularly terrible characters. I just think they are very replaceable characters in a team comp. I don't know that either of them do anything that I really just have to push, the dream world or to push PvP rankings. If we jump over to Pride Win for a second here, you can see where they both stand in terms of Pride Win's tier list. Here's Brutus, whose really only specialty is early game. He's a dude who has his immortality, which makes him hard to kill, but there's better tanks in the game, there's better warriors in the game. He's probably the worst of the 4 in terms of meta picks. And then here's Igor. Igor does shine in late game PvE in terms of pushing the story, but Dream Realm, the PvE that I tend to care about the most, he's bad. And in PvP, he does get that very respectable S rank. Still, it's not enough for me. I have enough damage dealers on my PvP team that I don't really need Igor coming in there and doing work for me. So with those 2 out of the way, I think it's a choice between Rowan and between Iron. Now, I'm going to call him Iron. I think it's Iron. I have a hard, if y'all watch my channel, look, I come from small town Kansas. Pronouncing elven names or weird sounding names, or apparently just regular words in general, is not my forte. So I'll call him Iron, and I don't really listen to it when they pronounce names in the story. So anyway, Rowan and Iron, who should you pick here? I think this is a very, very interesting debate, and I think it comes down to what part of the game you like more. So let's start with Rowan. This is a character that I've spent a little bit of money in the game, over $100, and I've pulled several times. I have pulled more Rowans than anyone else. Vala, I have her maxed out, but I used her special banner here to do that. So of course, if you're spending money and you want to max her out, that's not a problem. But on this regular recruitment banner, if we look at my wish list, there's Rowan. Actually, he's not even there anymore because I hit him so many times. There was a point where I think it was within 7 multis, I hit 4 of the epic level characters, the S level, and 3 of them were him, and that finished him for me. So this dude is a monster. He's an energy battery, and he's good in most game modes in the game. If we go back over to the tier list here for a second, and we click on supports instead of warriors, you can see Rowan right here. Great at pushing content in terms of story. Maybe he falls off a little bit late, but he only falls off all the way down to an S. He's good in Dream Realm, but only an A, but an S plus in PvP. And I can really back these numbers up. Rowan is somebody who I have just a ton of experience playing right now. And if we look at my Dream Realm scores, let's go look at that right here. And I'll tell you kind of how I've used Rowan in this. So right now in the Dream Realm, I'm sitting at 22nd. So gosh dang, I should probably, within the next 2 hours, try to pump that up by 2 or 3 points to get the next tier. But I try to use Rowan in here as much as I can. I'll go ahead and throw him into a fight, kind of show him off. So here is a comp I was trying to use. Let me try. I wanted to experiment with her a little bit in here, but here's Rowan as my solo support. Now, if you have a situation, and I'll put more healing on to kind of make up for his lack of healing, he, even at maxed out, is not the greatest healer in the game. He's passable. His potion passing out ability is good when you don't desperately need to keep somebody alive, or it's good good when you can, when you can put him with Thorin or somebody who's like one of the best tanks in the game that you have multiple copies of, and Thorin can kind of help carry you. What Rowan really does is what you just saw him do on the screen there, which is generate energy for your team. If you have a team that revolves around using a lot of ultimates, Rowan's your guy, because he sits there, he just did it again. He just mana batteries your whole team. And I don't know that this is going to be like my best run. I actually anticipate that, I just worked Leica in, and I have a feeling she's going to get deleted by this guy's next ult. And yes, she did. And unfortunately, 2 of my characters got deleted. Had I had another healer in the game, somebody who could keep my team like AoE topped off and not just be generating mana for me, I might not have lost both of them. And because of that, I'm now in kind of a bad situation. I got him to 80%, didn't set my new record. Maybe some more healing would have been the option, maybe just a better team comp, but that was Rowan. He's really, really good at what he does, which is generating energy for your team. He is a passable healer, but you often need to run a second support with him if you want him to really, really carry your team from that support role. So that's Rowan. I think if you choose him, you are making a good choice. And again, if we look at the tier list, he's an excellent PvP player because popping your ults before the other guy pops their ults in PvP is insanely valuable. So if you care about PvP and you just want a very easy to use, very well-rounded character, pick Rowan. He's an easy pick and just throw him in your teams get better kind of guy, and the more dupes you have for him does make him especially a better healer by giving him access to more potions, so it does help him out. Now, I do want to talk about the other choice though, because I think it's really interesting. So if we pull up Iron here, Iron is the guy at first who I was like, why would, on paper, he just didn't look that good to me. Okay, I'm looking at his ult and he summons a magical sword, lures enemies, and I was like, okay, what is this guy really doing? Then, as I've played the game a little bit and really gotten to experience some high-level PvP, I have found that crowd control and setting up wombo combos is very, very powerful in PvP. And sure enough, here's Iron on the tier list. He's not good early game. He's pretty good by mid game, and he's apparently really good in the late game story. I haven't got there yet. Dream Realm, B's, that's not going to do it. But S+ in the PvP rank. Now, why is he S+ in the PvP rank? Well, here's what Pridewind has to say. It says, Aaron early on feels terrible to play, but everything changes once he unlocks his EX weapon. After that, he can instantly gather enemies in one place at the start of battle and debuff them, setting up his team for the Wombo combo. He's part of the current strongest PvP team with 2 A-rank characters, Carolina and Arden, and also works great in PvE, especially in late game. Not when they say PvE, I have a little bit of problem with that because this guy really is not good in Dream. I can confirm that, or at least what I have him to now. So if I go look at where I have him, you can see I'm far away from making him useful, but I care about PvP. I just don't have dupes for this guy. He's on my wish list. I just never pull him for some reason. I always pulled Rowan, which isn't a bad thing, but here's what they're talking about. To make this guy worth it, you basically need to get to his Mythic Plus. If you get his Mythic Plus, he starts out a fight by casting his ult. Now, it won't do very much damage. You can see it only does 50% of the ult's damage, but the ult takes everybody on the enemy team, or it targets the, let me say this correctly, it targets the tile which will hit the most enemies and sucks them in together, crowd controlling them a little bit, doing some damage and immobilizing them. So if you have a team that wants to jump in there, or again, set up the Wombo combo that he's so famously good for right now that I have yet to get to experience myself, you need a lot of dupes of this guy. So I will probably select him. In fact, I'm going to select him because my Rowan is finished, and that'll just help me with a future PvP team. If I ever decide after the game, calms down a little bit over the next month or so, to go for a very, very top ranked PvP team. Where am I in PvP right now? Let's just look. I'll end the video by doing a poll, but right now in Arena, I'm in Epic 2, which puts me at, I'm ranked 10. I'm ranked 10 without that kind of team. Now, my rank 10, I think I accurately represent, me and maybe Cutlord here and Miyavi. I think we represent what I will say moderate gotcha spenders can do. And then these people at the top, I mean, they probably have spent a lot more. There's only so much progress you can make in this game. The biggest bottleneck that I've run into by far, and I bet you a lot of you guys have run into this as well, is this ascension material. So right now I'm going to go ahead, I'll ascend, I say ascend, those, those big, you're going to hit that level 101 or 91 or something like that. It's the purple juice, the purple stuff. I just need more purple stuff all the time. So I can actually, I need one more. Once I get Rowan to 101 and then my other support guy. So right here, I need 1964 to get from 100 to 101. I have 331 and that stuff is slow incoming. What is it called? Hero essence. Talk about your big bottleneck in the game. It's that stuff right there. So if I wish I'd have played the beta, I would have known that a little bit more, but I still don't think there's anything I could do. I suppose I could buy this like 99-cent pack, but it only gives you 60. And I've kind of spent as much as I want to spend, maybe until like the next premium or discounted banner comes along. So there you go, guys. That's who I'm going to pick. That's why I'm going to pick them. I care mostly about Dream Realm, which I already have Rowan, and I don't know that any of these characters are particularly excellent in Dream Realm. And I want to just boost up my PvP team a little bit, so that's why I'm gonna go with my boy whose name I can't say, Aaron. That's my wife's name. I'll just call him Aaron. Okay. There we go. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Let's end this with a 10 pull. I'll tell you what, I like to end, especially on games like this, I like to end it by just hitting a 10 pull. Let's see if I can hit a copy of him right now. I have 23,000 gems, and the gem, again, I know right now, like we're early on in the game, so the gem economy is flowing, and that's going to slow down later, but I have a nice bunch of gems. Gosh dang it, I don't hit an S rank. So what did I hit? At least I hit 3 purples. Hey, all good ones, especially these 2 for Dream. That's a really valuable pull, and I do like to use our assassin girl right here in PvP sometimes with my Vala. So there we go. That's where my account's at. I hope you guys are enjoying the game. I know I am too. More content to come. I don't know, I'm enjoying this a lot, so I guess I'll cover it on the channel. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.